Yeah, fellas, welcome to the show. I'm on my site, and I'm reading a post as I do my cardio. I always do cardio in the morning as soon as I wake up before I have anything to eat. Good time to burn fat calories. Also get your day started. Okay. This brother joined the forum to make a post. He writes, this is in response to Supreme's Day 3 and Day 4 podcast of his 30-day program. Once I approach and meet a woman, all is well. It's when the rest of the relationship comes that I start to have these negative associations about meeting women. Nope, I won't. Let me finish this before I say anything. I'm going to try to finish this before I say anything. I would go on dates with different women and be aware of their behavior towards me as much as I can. I pay close attention to things like how her tone of voice is when she talks with me. Not so much what she says, but how she says it is something I pay close attention to. So he's listening to her inflection, the way she says things. Let me reread that again. I pay close attention to things like how her tone of voice is. Yes, when she talks to me. Okay. Not so much what she says, but how she says it is something I pay close attention to. I've noticed when I was on dates and women may give off vibes of not respecting me as a man. For example, I arranged a date with one girl and I purposefully set the time for the date to be around 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon so that it wouldn't be thought of as a lunch or dinner date. Okay? I just don't go for feeding women food just so we can get to know each other better. Or just for a pat on the shoulder. So back to my story. I set up a date with a girl, and on the way to meet her, we agreed to meet at a certain place in Seoul, Korea. Yes, I'm currently living in Seoul, Korea. Anyways, along the way to Seoul, my date texted me asking me if we were going to eat lunch or if she should eat at home. Okay. I texted her saying that she should just eat at home and we would have tea or something like that. By the way, that's a big turnoff to women. Unfortunately, women, even over there in that country, they're used to the normal dating procedures because men have prepared them for that. All the simps out there have gotten used to getting fed before bed. Okay? This texting before the date was about an hour and a half before we were to meet. The date of mine lived in Seoul already. Getting to the point, this girl was late about 30 minutes after I arrived at our meeting place, and she let me know she was late. Later, after meeting in person, my date said she was late because she had to eat lunch at home. Okay, I understand that. It's not a problem. Now, me being how I am, I noticed. I didn't say anything, but it felt a little disturbing when she made that comment because it was almost as if the girl was implying that it was my fault she was late. She was. She was. Or implying that I'd be punished, probably, for not agreeing to treat her for lunch. I'm trying not to say things as I go through this, but I just can't help it, fellas. This is an example of how I might read into the negative vibes of dating. There are other examples I could give. I've dated women who I felt didn't respect me or felt would try to control me in some way and gave off these red flags. My example is to show how I would get negative associations with meeting, dating, and having a relationship with a woman. I thought about this and wondered how or what vibes I must have given off to let them treat me as if they don't respect me as a man. I could go on and on here, but I would say that's the main thing. Simply this negative association with being controlled by a woman, and that's where I want to get to. Asked about it his mother, or if in a relationship having the things I like and the way I like to spend my time taken away from me. There's another one. By feeling like I can't please a woman, insecurity, with what I already have to offer. I'm confident in the bedroom, but I have this concern that materialistically, insecurity, and in other ways, I won't be able to please a woman. Fear. As many of us guys have heard, women want the whole package. They want the whole package, but often they settle for much less than the whole package. Like they want tall, dark, and handsome, but they settle for a guy close to their height all the time. Okay? And unfortunately, I am using the word settle. Because you got to think about, the criteria. Oh, I want a tall, dark, handsome dude. And the guy that's dating him, he's barely taller than she is. But she's happy. She's in love. So she kind of changes that criteria, the whole package thing. I have some of the package, but not all. Insecurity again. I don't agree with that whole package nonsense, but it's been present to the minds of women I've come across. Glad to share this post. Unfortunately, everybody has a criteria of women that they want to date, and so do women. So there's nothing we can actually do about that. It's not really nonsense. It's survival instinct inside of women. Okay? Let's take this back into history. Let's take this back. I just watched the documentary on Eve, Scientific Eve, and they traced mankind all the way back to Africa. Let's take the belief is when they left Africa the first time 7,000 years ago, they went into Yemen and stayed there for a while. From there, they spread out to the east. So let's take us back to that time period. Small groups. Women, before they would have kids, they had to make sure that man was a good hunter and provider. Otherwise, mankind would have died out. So that instinct is still left inside of women. That's what they're going for with the whole package. Okay? They're looking for that protector and provider. Basically it. That's the base of the whole package. Then they add their own desires, or whether they want a surfer dude, or a Latin lover dude, or a black guy, or just someone who looks like them, their own race. That's when they add the rest of that stuff on there. Okay? Mankind knows that we interbred with the Neanderthals, so obviously looks weren't that important back then. It was the ability to provide and protect. So those are the strong ones. So that takes care of that. Now, obviously, you've got some insecurity going on, and I don't know what your childhood was like, what kind of your religion with your mom is. A lot of those guys who are in this game, become really good at it. We don't have good relationships with our mom, and you might have a trust issue going on with women that might come from your mother. I don't know. I wasn't raised with you, but those things you want to look at. Basically, look at your childhood. Go back into your childhood and see, could this be causing this? Just ask yourself that question. Look for instances. Did your mom cheat on your dad, and that's why you don't trust women anymore? Did your mom disrespect your dad? Was your dad, kind of passe and got stepped on, so now you grew up, pissed off? Look for stuff like that. And you'll find answers to what's going on with you. Were you hurt in high school by a girl who didn't respect you? Or whatever it is, okay? Look for that stuff and you will find an answer to healing what's going on with you. Because you got some insecurity going on, you got fear going on, you don't feel like a man, basically a real man. You always said it so yourself there. I have some of the package, but not all. So anyway, look for that stuff and I'm sure you'll be able to take care of the issues. All right? Good luck.